Thank you.
What's it been like?
I am a musician. I travel a lot. I play a lot of drums. Um, and I remember the first like flare up thing I had was in May, and that was during um, like a meet and greet part of a show.
Hmm.
And I was talking to someone, and all of a sudden just was like I was standing there and I was talking to them and I went to move and I just like fell. I was like, oh, and then could not, like, I was just like seized up, couldn't move, and I was just acting like I was tying my shoes because I
Hmm.
was like, I don't want it to look like I'm like passing out or something,
Yeah.
or I don't know. And so that just started happening kind of like out of nowhere. And then less frequent. And then in June, we went on another tour. I was doing a lot of trailer packing and trailer unloading, and so I was doing a lot of like hunched over lifting,
Hmm.
stuff like that. And um, and then it just started happening a lot more frequently. And then I
Hmm.
got home and was lifting kids and couldn't play with my kids because it was just like I just couldn't move. Oh, I'll move it up here. Um, anyway, so I that would have been like July, I guess, whenever I called you. I went to like another mm, like I guess he's a chiropractor, I don't know. But I went to him like all of June, was giving it kind of a go and wasn't seeing any results, wasn't feeling any different. Um, and I just like felt super defeated kind of at my last resort.
Hmm.
Um, and uh, looked up. I was like, well, maybe if I tried like some sort of PT or some sort of different hybrid thing that's um, I was just trying to figure out like, do I need to find somebody that's specific to this or find somebody that I don't know. I was just trying to figure out what to what to do
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all
I hear that
because
a
I
lot.
had been to a doctor and they were like, they didn't have anything for me, and I went to Um, I'd been to a different chiropractor like the last year for sort of the same thing, but not really, and it helped, but it was just ongoing. It was
Mhm,
just like
mhm.
I had to depend on them like to fix my stuff, and then it was like kind of just release you and go, and then it just things just kept coming back.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, so I had been to you uh, 3, 4 years ago. I feel like something
Mhm.
like that um, at a different place. And I remember really liking you and really feeling like you understood, like you had like the uh, more than just like the chiropractor thing. It just like felt like you had a good sense of like this is everything in your life. It's not just like a fix, and even back then, you would take me out and show me like this is how you should run to like minimize this
Mhm.
thing, or
Mhm.
this is how you should lift to minimize this, and you had to be so quick with it, and because it was like I have
Yeah,
somebody coming in the
yeah.
next 30 seconds, but you would take me to the next room and like show me.
Well, that begs a question. How is what we've been doing here
Hmm.
different from what happened there?
Well, we have a full hour here, and even just that like feels so uh, so different than anything that I've been part of before. Just because I don't know, I just always feel like it's if I'm actually seeing anybody, seeing a doctor, seeing anybody, it's like 15 minutes max, and it's
Mhm.
like that's it, and then the rest, even if it's a sort of a PT situation, it's like you see the doctor for 2 seconds, and then the rest is just like sitting there getting the roller, just
Yeah,
going
yeah,
going on you or whatever.
yeah.
And so um, the fact that this is like a specific plan to my thing, and um, it's it's as long as it takes to fix, and then also to get better, and we have an hour each week,
Hmm.
that's like that's exactly what I needed. And so I don't know. I mean, it feels, like a complete 180 than what I
Thanks
had.
for sharing
Yeah,
that. How's it been going so far? We're about halfway through in this
we're
treatment
halfway
plan.
through. Um, it's great. I feel like as far as pain goes, there's almost no pain. I feel, like hints of it every once in a while, but there's like a difference. I feel like between like 2 months ago, I would be just kind of moving, and then randomly it would just like happen out of nowhere.
Hmm.
Where now I feel like I'll I'll make a movement and I can like sort of feel that it wants to start, and
Hmm.
so I can readjust.
Mm.
And um, that's a big difference. Like that's something where I um, I feel like I'm just able to see the improvement big time. And as far as pain, it's very small compared to what it was. And um, I feel like this has made me like so much stronger, and like my uh, form on everything.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's just like I'm being so much more mindful about stuff now.
I hear that a lot. A lot. People will be like, well, I really want to work out more or better or whatever, but I don't know what to do. Or
Hmm.
they gave me exercises. I just didn't know if I was doing them correctly.
Yeah.
How, like, you work out, how has, let's say you were 3 months ago versus today, what are you doing differently today
Hmm.
that you weren't doing because of, like, oh man, I might flare that up?
Um,
Work out, life.
I I stayed away from a lot of leg stuff and like anything to do with squatting, deadlifting, stuff like that, because I never felt like um it felt like it was hurting more than anything.
Mm, hmm.
And so I kind of got to the point where I just wasn't doing a ton of it,
Hmm.
other than body weight stuff
Hmm.
mainly. Um, and I think looking back, that was a big part of why maybe that stuff started happening to me, just because I would do body weight stuff, and then if there was a situation like picking up kids or picking up drum stuff or unloading trailer, and it's like loaded like weight,
Yeah.
it's like all of a sudden my body's like, hey, what are you doing?
Uh,
And um, I feel confident in, like, I feel like there's a foundation now where I know kind of what to do with
awesome.
those, and I'm doing those all the time and seeing so much more importance in those.
Awesome. And not to mention all the flying and traveling and cars and
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that stuff that you do.
yeah. That'll do it.
Um, let's see here. If someone out there was thinking, man, I need to go see someone about this low back pain, but I've been to other people and it didn't quite work. Why why should they say yes to coming here?
um, I mean, for me, I was at the point where I didn't know what else to do, and um, this felt like a great fit for me. But I was honestly was still skeptical of like jumping into it, just
Sure.
because who knows, it's a big commitment to say yes to a certain amount of appointments, and say yes to we're going to fix this.
Hmm.
And then I had been through so many things where that's the promise, but who knows if it actually is fixed.
I also hear that a lot.
And the fact that I'm not even or I guess I'm halfway through now. The fact that I'm halfway through and I feel way better than I ever have out of, being out of anywhere else, or even before, I mean, I think that's a big testament to what this has been for me. I just
What
feel
the heck are
like
we doing differently here?
I, I a
Well,
lot. It's not just the table, it's everything. And I think that's like the huge part of it, where I'm just like, you're sending me home with homework, and I that is like slowly helping me build confidence in form and slowly helping me build confidence like getting back to like normal living, which is just huge. So,
And
yeah.
let's dig into that a little bit, and then we'll end. Why is that confidence so important?
Um, this morning when I picked up my kid and like threw her up, th- that's like that's the thing. It's like in June I wouldn't have been able to do that. Literally just like that ruins so much about my life whenever I can't do things like that. And just like just being able to lift my kid out of bed is a thing that I take for granted until you can't do it anymore. It's like
Yeah,
all of a sudden it's like, oh, I can't even be with my kids, or I can't even live my daily life. I can't work out, I can't run, I can't, and so all of a sudden I was just, totally done. And that messes with your mental a lot, and um, it's just nice to have that back. So yeah,
wow. Thank you for sharing that.
yeah,
Um, I have a soft spot in my heart, and when I hear stuff like that, this
hmm,
it reminds me, this is why I'm doing this, by
totally,
the way.
yeah,
You showed up, you committed, you've been putting in the work, you're getting results.
yep, oh yeah.
Congratulations,